Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BBB Sharing. This is Josh. I'm here with Mr. Williams. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you guys do.
Well, my company is Craftsman Homes RVA LLC, and we are a residential construction company that specializes in home improvement. So that's going to entail flooring, windows, doors, all the way up to an elaborate addition, if you like. Yeah.
Is there a certain industry that you guys work with, like, carpeting, flooring, or just structural, anything that you guys specifically see people are in more demand of?
We have a well-cultivated relationship with the Home Depot company.
Okay.
And the Home Depot company sends lots of referrals to us. And I would say our workload consists of probably 60% of referrals.
Okay.
And so when it comes to supplies, materials, tools, we primarily shop with Home Depot.
Are you more along the lines of kind of like an all-stop shop for people who need anything done with their house?
Great question. We are a turnkey operation.
Okay.
So recently we just added a shower to a half bath. This particular homeowner wants to raise the value of his property. He's looking to sell it. So he wanted to put a shower and a half bath. So we did just that. And from demo to construction to me employing a licensed plumber to do all the roughing in, all the way to the end, it was all done to the final last drop of paint.
Nice. I talk to so many different types of home improvement or like anyone that has to work on a house, and I've noticed every time everyone just kind of like wants to make sure that they leave that house like, better than it was, obviously, but they also want to make sure that they don't want to come back to the same problem as well, which is very interesting. What kind of makes you like stand out from like the other businesses out there?
My focus is to not just provide a good product, but to provide a great experience. So with BBB, we have an A+ rating with the BBB. And one of the things I take pride in is sending folks a link to leave us a review. And people are very happy. It makes me feel good. It makes my crew feel good when people leave us a review and they leave names, they express their particular experience and what made good. So that's how we stand out. We make sure folks are actually happy with the experience. We make it as painless as possible. A lot of times when people who you don't know come into your home and are changing things, that can be emotional for people.
Mhm.
This is their home. So we try to make that process as painless as possible. We cover the floors. We make sure we clean up after every day we work. Just make sure that we're keeping them comfortable. I make sure that our agreements is transparent, so there's no surprises. If there's a possibility of a change during the work, I would let them know there's a possibility that we may need to replace all the floor joists once we uncover it. And people really appreciate that transparency. Also, individuals, nowadays everyone go online and check reviews. So we have 5 stars in Google. Home Depot has their own system with 5 stars there. And then of course people go to BBB and check reviews.
So Home Depot has their own like review system for you guys?
They do.
Oh, okay. I
They
didn't know that was
do.
a thing.
Yeah. And that just makes people feel good about spending their money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe that definitely gives us a little bit of an edge.
Oh, of course, yeah. Like what made you want to do something like this?
Great. So in high school, one of the counselors recommended the carpentry program at the Richmond Technical Center.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 10th grade and I wasn't very studious, but I did do well in geometry. compared to the other types of math, geometry was the one I excelled in.
Mm-hmm.
And carpentry is 98% geometry. So the counselor recommended carpentry. And so I accepted. I said, yes, I want to do it.
Why not?
So
Yeah.
the first day when I first cut a piece of wood with a saw and I smelled sawdust, I was hooked. I was hooked. I made
That's
straight
awesome.
A's. It was a 2-year program. I made straight A's. And I did not make A's prior. I just
Mm-hmm.
did. I knew I was going to graduate high school because that was not optional.
Yeah.
My mom and my dad wasn't going to have it any other way.
You're either not graduating,
But
well, you're either graduating or just not existing.
right,
Yeah.
right. But I just wasn't into it, you know.
Yeah.
But carpentry just really awakened something. And so that's how I got started.
That's cool. It's one of those things where you just kind of know, like, yeah, you weren't doing so well in one area, but like now this is something that you actually want to pursue. Of course you want to excel at it, you know? My school, I don't think we had a carpentry class. We didn't actually have a lot of class, which was very interesting. I grew up in like the Northern Virginia area, and I hear people in like Stafford, one of my buddies was like, yeah, we've got like an auto school. I'm like, why do you have one? I was like, I would love to do one of those, but being able to get more like trade practices in school is very, I think, like one of the more important things
Definitely.
because I mean that's where you come from. So
Absolutely.
yeah. How are you enjoying living in Richmond?
Well, I've lived in Richmond all my life. Now I am in Amelia County.
You're in
So
Amelia now.
Amelia County is the country. I have over 5 acres of land there, and I've started building on my land. And my goal is to most likely build more homes on the land
Okay.
and you know basically develop it. But I've lived in Richmond all my life, and I wanted to move to the country because there isn't any land to purchase in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want land, you're going to have to go to the country.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
So you actually do stuff, outside of work. This is genuinely like a passion for you. You get out of work and you have like projects at your house that you want to complete.
it is.
Nice.
It is.
What do you have going on? Like, what do you got working at your house?
Right now, we are working on my cottage. It's
Mm-hmm.
a 700 square foot cottage. And I have exercise equipment in there, and my electrician has roughed it all in. And so the next step is for my electrician to get power to it. And then my crew gonna come in and do the flooring and the drywall and
Yeah.
stuff. So the goal is to have it completed before summertime.
Okay. I wish you luck on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But when you go into, a new job, how do you size it up? Like, what do you look at first?
Yes, every job, every homeowner, because most of my projects, I would say 99% are homeowners. So for every home I go to, it's a totally different world. So the items that really differentiate the different jobs is going to be people's personal preferences. You know, some folks may want a pink front door, another may want neutral colors.
Everyone's got like a vibe to their house.
Yeah, yeah. So when I engage in conversation with folks, what I do is I write down exactly what they want. So they basically paint a picture for me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I bring it to reality. We'll walk around the backyard and they'll do some pointing and tell me what they want, how they want their deck to be, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come out and we build it.
Nice.
So some folks may want all wood deck. Some folks may want composite decking, the vinyl rails. Some folks may want a roof over their deck. Some may want it screened in. So it's all about different preferences and how folks want to live.
Do you have one that sticks into your head that you really like enjoyed working on that project?
I tell you, I honestly enjoy all of them
Really?
because they all are a new challenge. Every single one presents new challenges, and there's not one boring moment because there's no repetition. It's all different.
It's just all, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Um, when it comes to employment for your industry, where do you seek that?
I'll post ads on Indeed and I'll use Craigslist as well.
Hmm.
And so between those two, I'm able to find some decent help.
Oh, okay. And when you are like looking towards those help, when you get someone in, they're excited to do the job that you want to do, what are some of the like qualities or the skills that you're looking for?
So because we specialize in home improvement, communicating is extremely important because again, the goal is to give them a good experience.
Hmm.
So some of the things I'm looking for are actually good personality traits in the person.
Okay.
Um, you may be a great carpenter, you may be a skilled individual, but he has to have characteristics that's also going to be successful with giving that customer a great experience. So I'm looking for a person who's patient.
Hmm.
Sometimes we deal with older people. We may need to be a little bit more patient. Sometimes we may need to educate people about what it is we are doing and how we're doing it or why we're doing it. Because we're in their home, we have to kind of create that warm environment to be approachable.
Hmm.
So those are the types of things I'm looking for in an individual. And in terms of skill set, that's going to be revealed once they get started.
For sure. Yeah. You can't really flub that. You either know or you don't know on those ends.
That's it.
But no, I think we agree in like everything you just said, because I've noticed a lot of the times it's not the money that people go to when they're trying to find a job, it's the people. And if they find the good people, they'll stick with that person. So yeah, no, relationships is definitely a big one. Um, I would say, did you have any like advice for anyone who's going into your field?
Anyone who's desiring to become a contractor, I would say focus on building your business. So you want to focus on things like license. You must be licensed. I mean, I always educate guys, if you're doing a job that's $1,000 or more, you must be licensed in the state of
Yes.
Virginia.
Hmm.
Um, general liability. General liability is a must.
Okay.
Commercial, this is a big one because a lot of folks do not know about this. I tell them you must have commercial insurance on your vehicle,
What does that mean?
not a personal insurance policy, but a
Oh, I see
commercial
what you mean.
insurance policy.
A bit like a business policy.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Why is
Because
that the case?
your claim will be denied if the insurance company find out that you've been using that vehicle for work.
Oh,
If you notice, the insurance company always asks, is it for personal or for business?
hmm.
They always ask that question
Yeah.
for that reason.
Wow.
So that's a big one that many people overlook and don't think is important
Hmm.
until it becomes important, you know? So make sure you have that policy in place, and becoming a limited liability company protects you. It separates you from any liability risk that comes with operating. So
Okay.
I would recommend, it's not mandatory. It's not an obligation to have an LLC, but it's definitely advisable to become a limited liability company
Hmm.
because it separates you from the company. And do not be money motivated. Become relationship orientated. Focus on building successful, positive business relationships. And things like money is just it just comes with the territory.
Hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate you joining me on this. Did you have any, did you want to say anything to anybody else or any last words?
Definitely, definitely. As I always emphasize, if you're looking for good craftsmanship and good, honest business ethics, call Craftsman Homes for means and methods.
There you go, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing or coming over. If you guys are driving, drive safely. If you guys are listening, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. You can always follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Ignite Sparked by BBB Central Virginia, spelled out. And then you can also find us on LinkedIn, BBB Serving Central VA. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.